Today, we're going to be talking about AI tools that you can use for your social media. I'm Bex from Social Media Executive, and I train businesses how to effectively use social media. And today, I've got Chris from Cube 32 Studios, who is I love the way you described it, Chris, a digital plumber.
It works. It works.
Yeah, so basically you help, again, I'll ask Chris to introduce himself in a second, but you just link things up and make all your software systems talk to each other to make you more efficient. So today, Chris is going to be sharing some of his sort of top tools for social media that are going to help you speed up your social media content creation. So go on, Chris, give us an introduction.
My spiel. Well, I am Chris. I am a software developer since the Y2K debacle. And yes, so to simplify it, yes, I just connect systems together because we all have about 9 or 10 or 20 different things now. And sometimes, most of the time, they don't talk to each other. So your account system doesn't talk to your CRM, doesn't talk to whatever. So I enjoy wiring them all together and putting my feet up with a cup of tea and just watch it all work together. So that's my fun time. And then so I did a little tool on my website to calculate how much time you would save. So if you did something for sort of a task that took you 15 minutes and you did that 4 times a day, if we could automate that away, I think it's something like 46 days a year. You'd get back, or 46 working days a year. Somewhat bonkers. It scales really well. So yes, that's what I do. And obviously, being a techie, I like technical things, but I prefer the outcomes of people getting a result quicker, which is where some of these tools come in handy.
So what I'll do is I'll post a link actually to your website because it is quite handy. He's got a little gadget on there on Chris's website that just tells you how you can save time. And Chris is here to save us all time. So Chris, you've got some brilliant, you've got some brilliant social media tools, haven't you, that are going to save us a bit of time. So go on, tell us about these tools.
The top of my list is this tool called Predis.ai, and it describes itself as a mixture of ChatGPT, Canva, and Hootsuite, which I think basically means it'll produce some content, it'll write it for you, and it'll schedule it. So I've used it. I have written a product for sort of private hire taxis. So I'm currently using that to come up with a social media set of content to do that. And you can basically type in a prompt, like write me a short slideshow of top 5 things that this software that I've written called this can do. It saves lots of time for the customer, and it's dead easy to set up. Blah, something like that. And then it'll go away, do some thinking, and then it'll produce you. I think it did me a 30-second 5-slide video of the top uses for this software. Did all the transitions and did like little page turnovers and stuff. And you can then customize it with templates. You can tweak it, and I think it's a little rough around the edges sometimes. So sometimes it might not center it'll put, like on my first slide, it put a 1 with a bracket around it, which looked really wonky in a circle. So you might just have to get rid of the bracket. But if all I have to do is take brackets and move a box, that's fine by me. It's actually sitting there and creating a reel from scratch is one of my main barriers to getting my social media stuff done. So if you can use that as your inspiration, and then throw it at TikTok, and it'll do all their boring resizing stuff for Facebook posts, Instagram, TikTok, and it knows all the resolutions, so I don't have to remember it. So I found that
you can create one video without any content. So you can basically just say, write me a video on XYZ, and it'll provide the images for you, the text, and then schedule it all in for you.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it's pretty good. They're going fairly hard on the marketing. I think they're doing they do like a credit system, and they give you sort of 15 posts per month for free at the free level, which is about 15 times more than I generally post at the moment for that product. So that'll be absolutely fine by me to try it out. And then I think some of the advanced features you add on, but they're all around the $20 or £15 per month rate. But yeah, no, I rate that. It's I've tried not to go like super techie with the tools, and if it's overcomplicated, even I don't enjoy using complicated tools. I want nice, clean and easy.
We're only going simple tools today. And by the way, we will put all the links to these tools that we're going to mention today at the end. At the end of the video, I'll post those links in the chat, so don't worry about trying to find them. Again, if you've got any questions, just let us know. But that sounds pretty good. So go on then, Chris. What's your next one that we should be looking at?
Is that I am terrible at making video content, and now I don't have to.
No, because you're here live. We've got video content.
Well, that's it. I've now got some video. I could use this. So there's a tool called InVideo, which is an AI video creation and editing tool. So with this same product, I gave it a prompt and said, this product is for private hire taxis, saves customers time, and I want to promote it, and go. And then it went, right, I'm thinking, I'm coming up with some ideas, and then it goes, I think it created like 5 scenes.
Yeah.
And then what it did on the sort of preview, it did a whole voiceover for this video, and it used sort of obvious stock videos in there and stock images, but you could tell it had tweaked it, and they were all relevant to what I was talking about, because I'd said like taxi and scheduling bookings for holidays. A lot of it was sort of shots of airports, but it kind of fitted. And then there was shots of like taxis coming in and out and doing the thing. When it mentions customer service, it cuts to a person at a desk doing some customer service. So that was sort of like the first pass, just from a 3-sentence prompt. Wow. And then I learned that it's sort of conversational, a bit like ChatGPT. So you can go, that second scene's too wordy, half the number of words, and it'll go and redo that scene. Or you can say, we don't need the 4th scene, it's irrelevant, and it'll just edit it out. So you don't even need to be a video editor to use the tools. So you can just talk your way through to the video you want, and they're not going to get offended if you say, no, I don't like the images in that one, try different images. There's no huffing comes back. It's amazing. And I don't feel bad for saying, no, I don't really like that.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
So it's guilt-free video editing, but weirdly, I always still say, oh, thank you, that's great, whenever I'm talking to chat, just in case they take over the world. They might have it lodged somewhere that I was really friendly.
Yeah, the robots like you, so you'll be in their good list.
I've been kind, hopefully.
Just not too many edits, but no, you can do as many edits as you want. That's the beauty of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's free, isn't it? You can do a gazillion edits, and it's not going to cost you any more money.
You can do a gazillion edits. They've got, I think, on their free plan, you can do sort of is it 10 minutes of it? 10 minutes of video generation, tweaks and stuff like that, and like 4 exports of your video. So you can try it out, because I was curious to try as many things as possible. So you could try it out, and my goal was to get to the good bit first without having. I didn't want to do a massive amount of configuration and connecting it to all my socials first. I wanted to actually see it produce something.
Okay, brilliant. Well, again, I'll put the link in the chat at the end. I've got all the links here ready to pop in the chat, so we'll do that. So that's a really good one for video, because video is so important now. Video is, like you said, Chris, robots are taking over the world. Video is basically taking over the world at the moment. If you want to get seen on Facebook, on Instagram, you've got to start creating these reels, short portrait videos. Video is the future, unfortunately. We don't We don't always love it, but it's something we need to embrace. So using these sorts of tools can actually be that sort of first step, can't they, into video creation when you're feeling a bit nervous and not quite sure what to create.
Yeah, and if just off 30 seconds of prompting to get a whole video idea, so you don't even need to use the video. You can just use that as inspiration, which I think is sort of a really good use of these sort of ChatGPT sort of tools, is not to copy and paste everything verbatim, but use it as inspiration to tweak it, rewrite it in your style, and still have that human element.
Yeah, no, that's great. Just give a shout out. Hi, Tony. Tony, thanks for saying hello. And JK as well. Hello. Thanks for saying hello. If anyone else who's watching live, please do give us a shout out. We do like to see everyone who's watching. And if you're watching this on catch up, ask some questions. So go on then, Chris. What's your next one?
Well, whilst I was doing all these lovely videos, what you will find is that a lot of them are very American biased in a way that the language all has the American accent on it, which is, it still sounds quite good. But if I'm sort of pitching to a very UK market, it almost seems too glossy to have it in this slick Midwestern American accent. So it's like, I need,
as much as we love America, we don't
yes,
want
nothing against it. If I was going into the American market, it'd be perfect. But I'm just trying to crack the UK at the moment. So it's like, well, there must be voiceover tools. They must have already done that, and they have. So there's my third pick is called Murf.ai, MURF. And pretty much they've gone to town with voiceovers. So you can, it's essentially text to speech, but it doesn't sound like that annoying TikTok voice that everyone will have heard to death on a lot of the nothing wrong with that, but but you hear it a lot.
Yeah.
So I think they've got like 120 different voices based on like human sampled voices, and then they've done their AI jiggery pokery to make it a sort of text to speech system.
So you basically pop your text in there, and then you can choose what type of voice reads it out.
Yes. So you can have an authoritative like movie intro dude, if you want.
Shakespearean.
Or well, what I was looking for was a British accent, but you can have like Canadian accents if you want. Or I found a few British voices, and they actually sound pretty good. So if
not too posh,
just not this lovely voice that I have, but something a little more clearer with less waffle. And yeah, it sounds pretty good. So if you haven't got access to a voiceover artist, then you could give this a go for similar sort of, and then you can try it out free. You can try all 120 people out before you spend your hard-earned money, and even then I think it's like £20 a month. So build your content up, get it all done in 1 month, and you could have it all sorted for $20 or something around that.
Brilliant. We've just got a quick question from someone on Facebook. How can we get more views on our reels on our Instagram as our engagement is low? Well, I mean, there are loads and loads of tips I can share with you on that. That's a whole video in its own right. But really, I think, one sort of tip, that we've been talking about today really is thinking about how do we get people watching your videos. Think about who is it you want to watch those videos. What would they want to see rather than what do you want to sell? But you've got to have that hook to get people watching to the end. So I think one of the things that you want to do is get people that hook to keep people watching to the end. So like today, we've got that little hook today. We're going to send you all the links to these AI tools that Chris is sharing. We're going to share those links at the end to try and keep you watching to the end, because the most people that view your content for a longer period of time, that percentage watch time does help. But yes, there's loads of tips I can share on that. So I will look at doing a live stream on that as well.
I was going to say join the social flock. That's a great way to get one.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Join the social blog. We do a whole month on video and how to create reels, but how to really engage and get a high reach on those as well. Yeah. So Tony's just asked, do you think that social media platforms will be able to recognize that you've used AI tools and mark you down for that? And that is a brilliant question. The answer is yes. At the end of the day, you know, they will. AI tools are becoming more and more canny, and they're always trying to play the system, but generally social media platforms are keeping up with them. So really, you know, these tools that we're sharing with you today should be used with caution. They should not be your only social media content and going out there, because it probably will kill your engagement. But it's better than no content going out there. So if you're just like, oh, I don't know what to write, and you've only got 30 seconds, then absolutely jump on and have a go at some of these. But they can be adapted, can't they, Chris?
Yeah, like the in video. I ended up, after a few minutes, I had a whole sort of pitch video. Now, whilst I could spend time tweaking the stuff and the words were great, but you've got that weird sounding, oh, it sounds very overly formal. Thankfully in video you don't get the 800 emojis in your text, but you do get that thing. But then, you know, like you say, use it as a basis rather than your de facto voice that goes out.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it is important. It's got to be that mix on social media, because you've got to have that connection. If everybody was just using AI to create content, no one would ever go on the platforms, and those social media platforms would die because there would be nobody on there engaging. So they are keeping a very, you know, close eye out. You know, it should be used as a basis, you know, and mix and match. So yeah, good question, Tony. So go on then, Chris. You've got one final one as well. That's
a nice quick
useful,
one.
that I was really interested in.
Is that background removal. Unless you're Tony, who's a photographer expert, guru extraordinaire, who can shoot you with a bright white background so you can cut yourself out really easily. Often, if you've just got a good picture of yourself in a natural background, and you want to use that on your social media stuff as because I think the YouTube algorithm likes a face on the thumbnail. It ranks those videos slightly higher. But how can you cleanly cut yourself out of a background? And Photo Room is dead easy, and it's free. So you can upload. I've even tried it with a really rubbish low res photo, and it did a great job with that. So it will cut you out, and then give you a transparent background, and then you can lay that on top of whatever you like, then on top of your social media posts, on your poster frame, I think, that the thumbnail, and it works really well. Copes with sort of, if you've got flyaway, I don't know what that's like, but if you've got flyaway hair, it will cut round it really well. So yeah, that was a nice and easy tool, and it's free. But then they do some other stuff, like if you've got a product photo, I don't know, like a cupcake or something, I think that's one of their examples, it will cut the cupcake out, but then it will also give it a false shadow. So if you want to have a very zhuzhy shop without, and don't have time to employ a photographer yet, you can cut the backgrounds out of your products using this tool, and you can replace it with either gradients or colors or, you know, whatever, and it's quick and easy to do.
And that's really nice, because on Canva, you can do it on Canva, but you've got to be on the paid version. But this is actually a free tool, so I'm quite excited about this.
Oh, right, cool.
Yeah, because I don't pay for Canva. So, you know, this tool is going to be great, because we can put all sorts of backgrounds on there, be really quite creative. And again, you know, if you're popping them, probably not best using them on your website. If you want to, you know, use them on your website, you want to be getting a professional photographer, really. But for your social media posts that are only going to hang around for a few days a week, you know, for a few days, they've got a short lifespan, then these sorts of tools are absolutely brilliant, aren't they? So I might have to try it for sheep on a shelf, Might test it out, get Barbara. Barbara's doing sheep on a shelf instead of elf on a shelf for the social flock. She's having a bit of fun this Christmas. So maybe I'll try that out and maybe cut her out on do some backgrounds. So maybe I'm just thinking of loads of ideas.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, pop her in the jungle. Why not?
Yes, pop her in the jungle. Oh, well, that has been really, really useful. Thanks, Chris. And again, here are all the links if you need them. I'll pop them in the chat. If you have been watching it, please do give us a thumbs up. Ask any questions if you're watching this on catch up. And again, do join me every Monday at 12:30 or live, sharing lots of tips and advice on social media. And again, if you want to get in contact with Chris, just there's his website. So please do get in contact. He is an absolute whiz at connecting all systems together. And we'll save you lots of time.
We do all right. We do all right. Yeah.
So thanks everyone. Please, if you're not subscribed to my social media channels, please do like and subscribe and follow us for lots more tips and advice on social media. And we will see you again. I would like to say next week, but it'll actually be in the new year for my next live stream in January. Thanks everybody. See you all soon. Bye.